Buckle up, Fairfield Prep. Today is Tuesday, February 9th, and we're here live in the Sub-Basement Studios with your lead anchors Patrick Godino and Gabe Aponte. This is the Monday Preport.
So I'm sitting in Mr. Marshall's LSR, little sitting room.
Are you on the couch?
I'm on the couch.
The red fluffy couch.
Yes, and I'm kind of suspended on the two arms of it. Does it have arms? But I was, either way.
So your legs were like over it?
Yes, and so was my head on the other side. And I'm waiting for him to crown me the new head of the Kazoo Marching Band.
It's a thing?
Yes, and I look over and I see Davenport typing. But he's not, it looks like he wants to look like he's typing, but he's not actually doing anything.
He's not doing work.
Right, he's just typing like random keys. He's barely even looking at the screen. And then I look a little closer, and he's built into the computer.
He's built in.
He's part of it. He's like a robot. He's like a robot.
Oh
yeah.
my god.
It's crazy.
I wish I was like that, don't
yeah,
you?
I mean, we all
Everybody
do.
wants
but
to
yeah,
be
no,
able
it's
to
just
do
this little drone that goes around brooding shadows and working for Mr. Marshall. It's insane, the kind of technology we have. We thought iPads was the big thing.
I wish I could just be a computer. Why would I need this?
Yeah, well, you ever seen the movie Ex Machina? Anyway, not important. Let's start the episode.
All right.
Welcome to the Monday Preport. In sports news, basketball had 2 wins. The first one was against Hamden in the Old Testament.
No, it was overtime.
That's overtime. That's what OT stands for. Got it. With a buzzer beater made by Rich Kelly, so that was an exciting game. And also, they had a win over West Haven. And the quote we had this week, again from Bobby Haskins, was, "Basketball match. That's the one with the mud, right?"
I'm pretty sure that was the Battle of Bull Run.
Yeah, it could have been either one.
Yeah. The Robotics Club is going to states.
Right, and
so,
keeping up with the sports
exactly,
news, Robotics Club has advanced to states, so good for them. And also, hockey had 2 tough losses, one against Malden Catholic and the other against Darien, but they came back with a great win against Notre Dame at Fairfield. Chris Krause scored 2 goals. Justin Blanchette and Jack Kavanaugh scored 1 goal.
It's Kavanaugh?
Yes,
Not
Yes.
Kavanaugh.
Nope, not Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh, the GH is silent. And when it says they scored 1 goal, does that mean collectively or each?
I'm pretty sure they both kicked it at the same time.
Right, because you kick goals in hockey. That's how it works.
Exactly.
Those sticks are there, they're like canes. They're like for support.
Exactly.
You don't actually use that to hit the puck. That's where everyone gets it wrong.
To keep you up. Like, how do you think you balance on the
Right,
skates?
exactly. Hey, what, do you think people are just skating and using this other thing? That's not how it works.
They have to kick the puck.
Right,
Yeah,
and they're not actually skates, they're shoes.
Yeah,
they're shoes.
They just have little blades.
Yeah, no, what it is, the sides are clear.
Really?
So, like, they can actually stand up fine, but
so
it looks
they're
like
like
it's just
invisible.
a blade. Mm-hmm.
So
Right,
like
exactly.
The middle part you can see.
The middle part you can see, but the sides are like this clear rubber.
There you go, guys. That's how you play hockey.
In campus ministry news, the sophomore retreat was last week from Wednesday to Friday.
You were there, right?
I was there, and look how the tables have sort of turned. And if
what
you
are
remember,
you talking about that?
if you remember a few weeks ago, you were on Kairos and made all these exclusive jokes that I didn't get. But now,
You were supposed to understand that.
Sort of a nasty surprise for you to find out that I was there and you weren't. So I bet you didn't enjoy any of that artesian well water, huh?
Yeah, the mystical water that I had last year when we were both on the retreat together. Yeah.
Shoot, that's right.
Looks like the table turned on you.
Yeah, that's my fault.
Nice try, Pat.
I forgot you were there, so you would get absolutely everything. So if I talk about the affirmation bowls,
I knew exactly what that was.
You do.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's move on.
Well, the Father-Son Communion breakfast.
Good. Let's just bypass the freshman retreat leader meeting that took place on Saturday for a few hours and ended 15 minutes early.
I didn't feel like I needed to brag about it because I was there and you weren't.
Right, but let's just skip over it. Either way, they finished 15 minutes early.
So I'm
going
to continue. The Father-Son Communion breakfast was last Saturday, and Mr. Wallace actually spoke for around 15 minutes, not 3 hours like we previously.
Right, that was an error on our part.
That was
also,
clear.
it seems like communion isn't really enough for breakfast.
No.
I feel like if I'm going to go to a Father-Son breakfast, I want a little more than...
like eggs and bacon.
Right, something
juice, not just
along
like
that.
a little.
Just a little
disco.
Eucharist doesn't really seem like it's going to keep me
Not really.
until lunch, but that's just me. Anyway, let's turn things over to Today in Prep History with our very own Colin O. Recycling Cans. Colin, take it away.
Welcome. This is Colin O'Callaghan with Prep History. Today I'm going to be reporting with my friend Ignatius. How you doing, Ignatius? Okay then. Today I'd like to talk about something that all of you may have watched. It's called the Super Bowl, if you haven't even heard of it. And this year we honored the Super Bowl to someone named Bob Skoronski, as you can see in the football, who graduated in 1951. He was number 76 for Prep, and he played for the Green Bay Packers, so way to go. And they actually made it to the Super Bowl.
Well, thank you for that, Colin. In upcoming news, basketball has 2 games this week. The first is against Cheshire today on the 9th, and the second is against Notre Dame of West Haven, which is Thursday on the 11th. So make sure to show your support for them, and best of luck to all the players on the team.
As for hockey, they also have 2 games. First one's against Pope Francis this Friday, the 12th, and then another at the Springfield Catholic Tournament on Saturday.
Right, because when you become the Pope, they may say you can't get married, but they don't say you can't play hockey.
I don't get it. Why did you say that?
Because they're playing Pope Francis.
No, they're not. They're playing a school called Pope Francis, Pat.
Okay, which do you think is more likely? Playing a school called Pope Francis or the actual Pope coming here? Let's say it together on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
A
Actual
school.
Pope. Okay. Alright.
Pat, how would you think that the actual Pope would be playing?
Why do you think the Pope would have a school named after him? Like, let's use logic here.
Alright, so the last time the Pope came to the United States, it was a huge, thing. Everybody gathered for it. No one's talking about the Pope coming to the United States right now.
It's just a hockey match. It's not hockey game, hockey match.
It's a school, Pat.
Well, anyway, moving on to campus ministry news. Ash Wednesday is tomorrow, and in accordance with that, there will be a mass. So, weather permitting, we will all be assembled in Alumni Hall for a Ash Wednesday mass. Why not say it again? What else do we have?
When we come back from February break, Kairos 57 will kick off on the 23rd and will last to the 26th.
That's true, and during break will be the trip to LA. As we mentioned a few months back, the trip to El Salvador was canceled, but replaced with a trip to Los Angeles for people to do some charity work there. That will take place over the entirety of February break, and a reminder from Mr. DeRosa not to wear red, blue, purple, or jerseys.
And if you're wondering why, it's because we have a quote saying, "Gangs are ruthless."
Right, so it sounds like to me if you can't wear red, blue, purple jerseys, it seems like dress code is still in effect.
Exactly. And it's not just from the waist down, it's everything.
Should we talk about the weather at all? Because it's been a little inclement the last few days.
A little bit. I mean, it's not been that much,
So what did you do during your days off?
My days off, just stayed around, shoveled some snow, just hung out.
Boring!
What did you actually do in the 2 days off?
Well, I had a fantastic party, actually.
Let's hear
So,
about
my
it.
neighborhood likes to have block parties in the snow.
Mhm.
The only thing is that when it snows, we do something a little bit creative.
Right, you build those quincies, right, on the
Yes.
sides of the road.
And so, our challenge is to make them so warm that they don't melt, but we can live inside of there for an entire night with only our underwear on.
And how'd that work out for you?
Pretty bad.
Pretty
Almost got frostbite.
Ooh.
But it was still a fun experience.
For those who don't know, a quincy is sort of like an inverted igloo that you build into these giant snowbanks.
It's not an igloo.
Much like you saw
It's not an igloo.
Colin in minutes ago. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. We forgot to come up with the closing joke, so make sure to follow us on Twitter and check us out on YouTube. And remember, it's not just news.
It's news.
Have a great week, Fairfield Prep.